From climbing onto a fire truck to cutting a hose while firefighters were using it.
Did you saw that? See that? Well, if you just saw that, they just, while we were talking there, just cut the hose with a knife.
Here are 13 times when firefighters were blocked by protesters, starting with these protesters who thought it was a good idea to block the fire medic. The truck had to slow down and carefully push through the crowd just to keep moving. That was chaotic, but nothing compared to what happened next. Protesters blocked Victoria Embankment outside New Scotland Yard, while fire medics inside the ambulance tried to reach St. Thomas's Hospital. Some had locked arms and even glued themselves to the road. And that wasn't the only time these protesters took things way too far. On October 11, 2022, Just Stop Oil protesters blocked a fire truck in Knightsbridge. This forced a frustrated bus driver to slowly push through them on the way to an emergency. And as if just standing in the way wasn't enough, they decided to take it up a notch. Instead of just using the crosswalk like normal people, these protesters kept walking in circles to block the fire truck from getting through. Eventually, it had to give up and take a different route. But that wasn't the only time emergency crews got caught in the chaos. On 13th April, pro-Palestine protesters blocked a fire engine in South London near Elephant and Castle. Despite sirens blaring, the demonstrators refused to move, trapping the truck in traffic. Police eventually stepped in. A bus cleared the way, and the engine took a different route down St. George's Road. While fire crews in London were getting blocked by protesters, over in Paris, it was the firefighters themselves taking to the streets. On October 15, 2019, thousands of firefighters protested in Paris, demanding better pay, pension protection, and more respect. Some gathered outside the French National Assembly, and police hit them with a water cannon. While most protectors just blocked fire trucks from their way, this one actually went as far jumping on it to stop it. Multiple people climbed on top and on the windshield in an effort to stop this truck from reaching its destination. And if you thought climbing on fire trucks was wild, things got just as crazy over in Belgium. On November 6, 2014, protesters in Brussels clashed with police during a march against government plans to raise the pension age, freeze wages, and cut public services. They lit vehicles on fire, causing firefighters to take action. Speaking of unexpected fires, they don't just happen in your neighborhood. This river rescue fire truck didn't even make it out of the station. Anti-fire department protesters blocked it right at the door and even locked the back gate to trap it inside. Eventually, firefighters and police worked together to clear just enough space for the truck to squeeze through the crowd. But getting blocked at the station was nothing compared to what happened in Baltimore. In April 2015, rioters actually cut a hose while firefighters were trying to put out a fire.
Did you saw that? See that? Well, if you just saw that, they just, while we were talking there, just cut the hose with a knife, thwarting the authorities at every turn. Even.
I just saw that guy. Yeah, I just saw that guy cut the hose
a person
as
in a
well
gas mask
with a gas mask.
And just like in Baltimore, England had its own fire response chaos. During a pro-Palestine protest in London, Youth Demand activists blocked a fire engine near Elephant and Castle. Around 50 protesters caused major traffic, forcing the truck to wait until a bus moved so it could reroute. Meanwhile, in another protest, things got tense as crowds clashed with emergency services. Thousands of protesters showed up in Chicago's Lincoln Park and marched straight to a nearby fire station. They tried to get close, but cops formed a barrier and kept them back while the crowd held their ground out front.
Heads up, guys! Heads up!
While the crowd held strong back there, this lone protester wasn't backing down either. On August 27, 2024, during the Nibbana Students' March in Kolkata, one protester stood his ground, refusing to move out of the way even as the police blasted him with heavy water cannons. While some protesters stayed firm despite the pressure, others took a different approach. An ambulance with its lights and sirens blaring had to slow down and carefully weave through a crowd of protesters blocking its way. The blockades didn't stop there. Protesters started fires, and when the fire truck showed up, they wouldn't let it get through to put them out.